Jan Ozer here at Mile High. I'm with JP Saibene from Qualabs. Qualabs is one of those cool companies that I've seen around a lot but never really explored what they did, and I'm happy to talk about that with JP right now. So thanks for joining me, JP.
Thanks to you, Jan. It's an honor to be talking to you.
So tell us what Qualabs does.
So we're mainly software engineering, outsourcing, and product engineering outsourcing for media technology. That's what we do in a nutshell. We work for video technology companies and also for media companies, mostly in the States, but also in Europe. But we're based out in Uruguay, in South America. But yeah, we tend to have all the market here.
Okay, so am I hearing Scottish in your English, or you've got an interesting English accent?
Thanks. Yeah, I learned British English when I was in school.
Okay,
So
cool.
I get an accent.
So how did you get started in Uruguay? I mean, that's where you're from, and tell us about that.
Yeah, so we're based in Montevideo, which is a cool name for a city because it's the only capital with video in it. And I started working in media like 15 years ago when I just went out of engineering school, and I was hired by a local media company, and we kind of learned all the stuff there. We started developing MPEG-TS multiplexers and hidden equipment back then when MPEG-TS over IP was a thing. And then 7 years plus ago, with the Nico, we said like, okay, we don't have any more opportunities here, and we saw that there was an opportunity in the market with everyone going software at that time, but software engineering and video were kind of there was kind of need there, and we started working in this industry, and that's where we're from. We're really proud of it, and that's what we actually try to bring people over every year to the summer camp.
So what's hot these? I mean, when you develop for companies, are you catching up people who are behind the curve? Are you helping people get in front of the curve? Where do you see yourself serving, and what type of technologies are you implementing?
So I think that what we strive for, when our purpose is to shape these media industry together in a collaborative way and through innovation. So I think what's particular about what we do is that we do it in the form of teams. We don't sell people. We don't sell staff. We sell teams. We're good at building teams that are good at tackling any engineering problems in video distribution. We work in all different areas, media workflows and streaming, obviously, but we do backend engineering, platform engineering, data engineering, all the stuff around video. We do a lot of player work. So it could be help companies that are below the curve move forward, or companies that are actually innovating a lot. But what we like to do is stuff that's actually innovative. Like we don't consider ourselves the best for low-cost resources somewhere else. I don't think that's our value proposition. But we do believe that there's a lot of knowledge and innovation we can bring to the table. And that's why we're also working on all these open source projects we're showing today here.
Okay, so what are you showing here?
So we've been doing a bunch of open source work around server-guided ad insertions, around Dash, around CMCD. We worked on a MediaWare Quick open source player. We're also working on Dash overlays with interstitials, but also alternative MPDs for Dash. So we're doing a lot of work that is actually being drafted at this moment in the standards. And we do both the client-side implementations, like the player work, but also all the backend work for that. So that's mostly of what we're showing here today.
Okay, is server-guided ad insertion a thing yet, or is it kind of trying to become a thing?
Oh, I think it is a thing more and more, and we're getting more interest from the companies, mostly the large media companies that have a lot of ad-supported content, and they need to have a scalable ad solution, implementation. I think it's still quite new, but it's one of the hot topics, I would say.
So what are the advantages, in 30 seconds or less, what are the advantages over client-side and server-side? What does it do in particular better than both?
Well, I think that with the server-side, it's obviously scalability. I think the fact that it's being implemented in standards now, I think it's also interoperable. And I think that's, if we want to make this industry profitable. We need to more interoperability nowadays. So the fact that it's being interoperable, I think it's a key factor nowadays. I still we still have the issue of ad blockers with the server guided. That is still that's not going to fix it. But I think the same kind of solutions like that you use for server guided insertions can also be used for manifest manipulation or manipulating content. So I think there are some cool ideas around one solution that fits all those ideas.
Is ad blocking a problem with CTV, connected TVs?
Well, I don't know. Not sure if that's a problem. I've never heard of it, and it's true that I think it was YouTube that a couple of weeks ago that said that in the States CTV is now their major market, and I think that's a good point. I think that maybe it's the end of an era of the ad blockers because mobile and web is not the number one place to go for media.
Definitely. So tell us, how many years have you been to Mile High and what makes it special for you?
This is our third time here. Since the very beginning, we decided to sponsor it too. And the reason is because we think innovation is in the core of what we do. And Mile High has been shaping this industry too for since 2016, I think. And we always looked at it. And when we were able to come after the pandemic, we said, like, we got to go there. And definitely it's a great conference. I think it's probably one of the most technical conferences we go to, but also it's not only what happens in the presentations, I think what happens between the presentations, all these networking, but like a real technical networking, different like from what we see from other trade shows or other conferences. I think that really a lot of innovation is going on here, not only in the presentations, but in the discussions afterwards and also in the discussions during coffee breaks.
So tell us about the summer camp. I mean, at summer camp, I kept hearing about it, never got invited, and finally wangled an invitation for next year's. But what do you do there? What was the start of that, and what happens when you're down there?
Sure. So it started as an idea to, hey, escape from the winter, come down to South America in our summer, and work from our offices. And it evolved. First year we had 3 people. The second year we had 6 people. There's one person extra coming over, and this year we had 33 people come over. So we have different tracks. We have the summer projects, which are collaborative open source projects, which we run for 2.5 months, and we finished during the summer week in Uruguay, but that we run meetings that many people collaborated on. We had like 20 companies collaborating this year. We have the summer week, which is the actual week in Uruguay, last week of January. And that's a mix of cultural activities, like getting to know Montevideo and Uruguay, our music, our culture, our food, our history, but also a lot of these networking and conversations. There's a tech day with the presentations. There's another day that has the demos of those open source projects, plus the workshops and lighting talks. Of course, we have a real Uruguayan asado, a barbecue, and this year we launched a new women empowerment program for women in media. So we're trying to make it flexible so that you can kind of build your own story that week there. You can go there and work remotely and be part of the activities, or you can be the entire week contributing and being in the activities. You can bring over your family. Many did this year, brought their kids, their partners, and enjoyed it together, and was a great way to mix personal and professional life. So I think it's difficult to explain what you can do because everyone kind of builds their own path that week, but you should definitely come, and this is my formal invitation for you for 2026.
I'm twisting his arm behind his back. You just can't see it. Listen, thanks for taking the time. It's good to get to know you finally, and hope to see you at future Mile High shows.
I'm definitely going to be here, and it's my pleasure, really. Thank you very much.